A very good afternoon from India, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the sessions so far. It's been really an amazing day one for us. A lot of stalls, people who are there in the audience, go around, look at the stalls. There are a lot of people who are waiting to greet you, meet up with you. This Espousal International has been really, supported by the who's who of the industry. Today we have with us Mr. Roshan Abbas, the one and only Roshan Abbas, who's going to be talking to us now. He's one of the finest orators, finest storytellers. He said in a meeting once about 10 years ago, I think, that as event managers, we are more storytellers, okay, than anything else. And I just love that and I hold that so close to my heart of what Roshan said. He's an actor, TV, radio host, event manager, creative director, film and theater director, CEO, angel investor, serial entrepreneur, author, the list goes on and on. Okay. He founded and he led Encompass, which is now called Geometry Encompass, as managing director and made it into India's one of the most awarded experiential marketing agencies. He's also an initial investor and continues to mentor another company called The Glitch. Both ventures have been acquired by WPP, which is absolutely fantastic. Roshan has won a lot of awards for TV and radio. He now has co-founded Commune. Commune is a performing arts collective for storytellers. He has also helped conceptualize Spoken Festival, bringing together performers from across the globe. Roshan continues to inspire so many people in life lessons and what have we. So, this is one gentleman, absolute respect, and thank you so much, sir, for coming in here with us today and talking to us about espousal. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. And I'm so glad that Arvind invited me to be a part of Espousal and to be able to speak to you all. I'm not on a sunny beach at the moment. I'm actually in Dubai, which is like a second home to me now because I flit between Mumbai and Dubai. Um, Given this opportunity to speak about the entire industry and also about the wedding industry as such, I felt that there are a few things that I would definitely love to share with you all and give you all an idea about. These would be thought starters. And as president of EEMA, I think it's wonderful to see that the event industry is bouncing back day to day. Every day it's getting better and better. But the one thing that is really worth noting is the fact that the wedding industry or the social events industry is the one that is really booming. So a lot of what I'm going to say is going to be related to that. I've got a small presentation which I wanted to share with you all. So here goes. I hope that this is something that you all can see. Yes, it's all about events, weddings, and everything in between. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the global events and wedding industry, the Indian event industry, the Indian wedding industry, trends in destination weddings. This was something I recently did in Turkey when I presented, and I must tell you, people were quite amazed. Let me tell you a small story about that in between. And the hot wedding destinations in 2022. So I hope that's something that's going to give you a lot of food for thought. Uh, this is the size of the global events industry. In 2020, it was 886 billion. With the growth rate that is happening in the next 10 years, this is going to be about 2,825 billion. Yes, millennials and Gen Z are voting with their wallet. They buy experiences, not material items only. And you will see that they will spend on travels, festivals, and occasions which build memories more than anything else. Everybody's looking for something which they can carry as a memory, either on their Instagram or, just with themselves as an experience. So please, if you're not a part of this industry, let me tell you, it is still absolutely robust. What other industry will be growing at this rate? Secondly, just to give a little bit of meaning and context to the size, the industry is larger than the GDP of 33 countries in the top 50 economies. So the event industry, if it was a big country, would be ranked 17th compared to the top 50 global economies. The global wedding industry, again, growing phenomenally. The size may be a little less in terms of growth because it's got this 4.8% kind of growth rate that's happening. That's because I think the set number of weddings that happen in a year, it's not that suddenly there's a population explosion. So those numbers remain the same, but I think just the size of the business keeps increasing as we go along. Again, very interesting thing for you all to note. What do you think the slices in this circle are? Right? And this is actually, again, a wonderful comparison that my team actually made, that the wedding industry is 2x of the economies of Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia. This is the entire economy of those countries, right? So congratulations to everyone in the wedding industry for being so big in what they do. The global destination wedding industry is growing absolutely phenomenally. This is growing by 13x over the next 10 years. So please keep looking at dynamic destination weddings, which is going to keep happening. As far as the event industry goes, at EEMA, we've variously been talking about numbers. The event industry, I think, largely stands, if you were to look at it, about 60 billion USD. I know this number keeps changing, but that is because a large part of this industry is unorganized and the cash doesn't flow into the formal economy, which is a big problem. And let me tell you, that's a problem that the government also has. But I'm hoping that people will actually move out of this informal, unorganized economy into formal ways. My only piece of advice to everybody: pay your taxes. That's what builds your roads. That's what builds your infrastructure. That's what builds the nation. So please, if you want to be recognized as an industry, please go out and don't just have these side comments about how much you managed to save and how much you managed to avoid. We've always been a compliant agency as Encompass, and I must tell you, it has its fair share of reward. The other numbers are already there, as you all can see, but here are some statistics below, which I'm sure could also be important for you all. What's the new normal post-COVID? Everybody, laughed and joked about digital events, but look at the number of events that are happening still on digital. Car launches are happening on digital, conferences are happening on digital, annual conventions are happening on digital, AGMs are being converted. In fact, there is now an acceptance that an AGM that is run in the virtual world is absolutely acceptable. So why will people not move these kind of activities to the virtual world? Mixed reality is going to happen for sure. There's not just going to be a metaverse, there's going to be an event-verse, there's going to be, all kinds of verses that will happen. And this technology is going to make things really affordable. AI is going to become a part of most everything. I know people sometimes scoff at us who are future thinkers in that sense, to say, oh, this will never happen, it'll take lots of time. But really, from conceptualization till the organizers collecting feedback, artificial intelligence is going to start making things a lot more predictable. Crowdsourcing has become a norm. Nowadays, I see people getting online and saying, hey, I'm going to this place, what can I do? And everybody will send you lots of things of what can be done. Venues are no longer restricted. Anything can be a venue, right? Anything can be a venue. And venues are being put up. I was recently at the Planet L&T and I saw that the Qatar Stadium, which is made for football, is actually made by L&T. And do you know that it's actually a stadium that can be built down and built up, which is that they can, after the use, actually dismantle it and put it up somewhere else in 6 months. That is the power of engineering. So, keep looking at new and innovative ways of doing things. That's absolutely fantastic. Hygiene and security. At EEMA, we keep talking about, health, safety, security, and we have a committee for that as well. We built safety norms. And, with this living with COVID world, you need to keep health a part of it. Again, don't get into this, oh, we managed to beat the restrictions by doing so and so. There was a limit. We managed to get past it. One wedding event can become a mass spreading event. And that's what happened, when in the first and second wave. Very often when we used to reach out to government officials, what used to be given back to us was, hey, it's because of a badly organized, unhygienic event that something like this happened, because there are many people who are not members, who are not doing things by the right norms. So again, may I tell you to please maintain excellent hygiene and security in everything you do. And you've got to have a flexible strategy, because, with the unpredictability of COVID, will a convention happen? How can you change things overnight? This is what event people excel at. So there is really nothing stopping us from doing this in an absolutely wonderful manner. The rise of international destination weddings, they will continue. There will be lots of international destination weddings. This is because India is getting hotter and hotter and people want to go into cooler climates. Again, when you've got everyone captive at one place, there is no reason not to do. And they've really become like giant family holidays. And don't we as Indians love giant things to do? Let's take me, my entire cousins, my lot, and everyone else along with us. It's always the big fat wedding that we talk about. Experiences are going to create a lot more personalized. So if you look at social media, there is a lot that is being invested in terms of not just showcasing pomp and splendor, but keeping the couple at the center of everything, making sure that their families are deeply involved. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, you all know this, but look at some of the points that I'm talking of. The couple's values and personality must reflect. It shouldn't become about, oh, this is the biggest thing that we can do. Innovative layouts. I've seen weddings happening in the metaverse. I'm seeing 3D art. I'm seeing massive ceiling structures, international, designers coming in. Open air venues obviously are much preferred because in COVID, that's something which is a lot safer. Plated versus buffet meals is something that people are actually looking at, because there is this option of saying, you know what, we don't want our people going around to this mega buffet or whatever. We want it to be a plated sit down kind of service. There is a rise in the intimate wedding as well. So young people are reacting to the copious spend. Yes, there is a sliver of people who can afford the big wedding, but everyone else is not. So experience-driven, closed network weddings are going to be something that people will look at. The other thing is technology in weddings should continue. So people will be using a lot of hybrid models. I've now seen a lot of places where people say, listen, we just want a couple of cameras and a streaming that's happening of the wedding, so our guests who couldn't attend can actually be a part of the ceremony. Hot wedding destinations. Well, what decides a destination? Temperature is big in the Indian ethos, culture and architecture, experiences, food, easy compliance. How easy is it to get into the country? And I know many of you are able to actually work with the government. I mean, I have some friends, Samit Garg, Mahesh Shirodkar, Aarti Mattu, Prerna, Vicky Tulsayan, all of these people I've seen who are able to really, really push up the experience. I'm taking a few names just because they are friends who I've actually sourced a lot of this information from. Price and affordability for the mid-range families, it's a big, big thing. But again, everybody knows that a destination wedding is going to create a big hole in the family's budget. The Indian rituals being allowed. Please check on things like this, because I've heard one or two small horror stories about what happens which brings me actually to that fun story that I was telling you all that I would share, which was the story that when I was in Istanbul recently at this convention. At the convention, many people came up and spoke about how the occupancy in the city we were in, which was a beach town, had gone up, and the average occupancy per event they were doing had gone up to 50 rooms. So when I got up on stage, I just turned and said, do you know that the advanced team we will send to most of our big Indian events or big Indian weddings are going to be the kind that will actually take up 50 rooms. So I said our main function will take up maybe 200 plus rooms, or maybe even 500 rooms, depending on the size and scale. But 50 is just an advanced party. And they were shocked at the size and scale of our weddings and what we do. To all of you who are part of this business, to all of you who are doing your conventions, who are doing your festivals, who are doing your sporting events, I know that there's constantly news of a new variant of something or the other happening, but don't worry, we are event people. We know how to make the best of a bad situation. And yes, I know sometimes we come across as a bit of a martyred tribe who's always put in the firing line. But let me tell you that at EEMA, for the last 2 years, what the entire team has been working on is making our invisible industry visible to the world. And that visibility is bearing fruit. We are working on a one-window clearance, which is already being test piloted, and there's lots of work happening with the I&B ministry. We made our presence felt with the Ministry of Tourism, with the Ministry of Commerce. Just getting our point across, the whole MSME push has been happening from our end. There's a big education effort that's happening as well. And to the rest of you, I just want to say this. I know I'm using the platform of Espousal to do this, but I actually espouse you to come and be a part of EEMA. It's something really, really wonderful. It's been built for you as an industry body. We have our own convention happening from the 5th to the 7th of August in Jaipur. I'd love to see all of you there, meet you in person, and exchange views, exchange ideas, and do the best that we can for this absolutely wonderful industry. Brian Tellis was there speaking to you all the other day. And all I just want to add to what Brian may have already said to you is we're in the business of making people happy. We're in the business of giving people memories that they can take for a lifetime. And that is the best business in the world. All the best. Have a great season ahead. And if you ever want to get in touch with me, I'm always available. My email is very easy. Arvind can share all my details with you all. And I'm very, very active on social media. So see you either on a social platform or in real life at our convention. Thank you.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Roshan Abbas, the president of the Entertainment and Event Management Association of India. Roshan is a numbers man, and for people who are aspiring to get into event management, he said it all. The numbers say it all. You want to get into event management, this is the time. The money is huge, the people are great, and it's a great industry.